She needs to practice singing for the audition. She needs to practice singing for the audition. I enjoy spending time with my family. I enjoy spending time with my family. I don't want to lose my quest for low prices. I don't want to lose my quest for low prices. Have they visited their grandparents recently? Have they visited their grandparents recently? Client side. Client side. Is your grandfather a naturalist? Is your grandfather a naturalist? I'm sorry I couldn't help you. I'm sorry I couldn't help you. She is laughing. She is laughing. His stepdaughter was a drummer. His stepdaughter was a drummer. Was his stepson a ranger? Was his stepson a ranger? Do you agree? Do you agree? We can go swimming later. We can go swimming later. I am reading a book. I am reading a book. Neighbors are teachers. Neighbors are teachers. Next month I will be teaching English at a school in China. Next month I will be teaching English at a school in China. Do you need a license to drive a car? Do you need a license to drive a car? He watched a movie last night. He watched a movie last night. They argue about politics. They argue about politics. He needs to apologize for his rude behavior. He needs to apologize for his rude behavior. She wishes to have more artistic talent. She wishes to have more artistic talent. Take me too. Take me too. Tommy, you need to eat something. You look awful. Tommy, you need to eat something. You look awful. I block once a month. I block once a month. They used to go skiing in the winter. They used to go skiing in the winter. Coral reefs. Coral reefs. I think it's best to come home with us. I think it's best to come home with us. The supermarket is across the street. The supermarket is across the street. How did you achieve this? How did you achieve this? We can go to the cinema. We can go to the cinema. That soldier 3 weeks ago. That soldier 3 weeks ago. I will read a book tonight. I will read a book tonight. You will need to renew your passport. You will need to renew your passport. Wasn't he a blacksmith for 3 afternoons? Wasn't he a blacksmith for 3 afternoons? I just made a mistake in testing. I just made a mistake in testing. Is he a songwriter at 5 a.m.? Is he a songwriter at 5 a.m.? We will play tennis on Sunday afternoon. We will play tennis on Sunday afternoon. We can't go to the concert due to traffic. We can't go to the concert due to traffic. The shoes are very tight and uncomfortable. The shoes are very tight and uncomfortable. If they had called a doctor, he would have come immediately. If they had called a doctor, he would have come immediately. They go to the cinema every weekend. They go to the cinema every weekend. This is really important. This is really important. What a great performance. What a great performance. I'm going on vacation in 2 weeks. I'm going on vacation in 2 weeks. I speak good English now. I speak good English now. To be honest. To be honest. We are planning to go on a trip next month. We are planning to go on a trip next month. Shouldn't we be right back? Shouldn't we be right back? We can't get it after a month. We can't get it after a month. Her husband is a shop assistant. Her husband is a shop assistant. There are a lot of grapes. There are a lot of grapes. He wasn't cold. He wasn't cold. Will you go soon? Will you go soon? The train leaves at 11 a.m. The train leaves at 11 a.m. I can run very fast when I'm young. I can run very fast when I'm young. She is a talented singer and performs at concerts. She is a talented singer and performs at concerts. It is possible to raise the position of the country. It is possible to raise the position of the country. Could he remember sometimes? Could he remember sometimes? Fill in the blanks with a word or phrase from the list. Fill in the blanks with a word or phrase from the list. How can you be sure? How can you be sure? Why did you choose this restaurant? Because it has great reviews. Why did you choose this restaurant? Because it has great reviews. Please make an appointment with our sales team. Please make an appointment with our sales team. He had been looking for a job for months until he found a job in his field. He had been looking for a job for months until he found a job in his field. The train leaves at 1800. The train leaves at 1800. Can you make it to the game tonight? Can you make it to the game tonight? Is your father a physiologist? Is your father a physiologist? After 5 seconds he wouldn't lie. After 5 seconds he wouldn't lie. Her brother-in-law is hardcover. Her brother-in-law is hardcover. Are their nephews an oncologist? Are their nephews an oncologist? I have been living in Ankara since 2020. I have been living in Ankara since 2020. I've always wanted to have children. I've always wanted to have children. Working on construction project. Working on construction project. 7:15. 7:15. We are rising. We are rising. Was he honing his guitar skills before the band invited him to join? Was he honing his guitar skills before the band invited him to join? Was my grandson a spy? Was my grandson a spy? We can't be dietitians next year. We can't be dietitians next year. Her brother-in-law is a psychiatrist. Her brother-in-law is a psychiatrist. If you want to improve your English, you should study vocabulary. If you want to improve your English, you should study vocabulary. I have to go home. I have to go home. Shave. Shave. The email has been forwarded to all employees. The email has been forwarded to all employees. I need to change my oil. I need to change my oil. He was playing the guitar every day, so he could play the song perfectly. He was playing the guitar every day, so he could play the song perfectly. They have 3 cars in their garage. They have 3 cars in their garage. Destiny. Destiny. I'm happy. I'm happy. Were we rented? Were we rented? Can it create at night? Can it create at night? He wished he hadn't told her his secret. He wished he hadn't told her his secret. We also serve beer and wine. We also serve beer and wine. Can you give permission? Can you give permission? I like to read before bed. I like to read before bed. It took me a while to solve the puzzle, but I finally got it. It took me a while to solve the puzzle, but I finally got it. I'll just take some time and take it back. I'll just take some time and take it back. They rarely take long trips. They rarely take long trips. Did you walk? Did you walk? He guessed the answer was 12. He guessed the answer was 12. I can't afford. I can't afford. They like to watch movies together and organize a weekly movie night. They like to watch movies together and organize a weekly movie night. He said to his friend, "I will study abroad next semester." He said to his friend, "I will study abroad next semester." Where is the scissors? Where is the scissors? Teresa is sleeping in her bedroom. Teresa is sleeping in her bedroom. I'm thinking of starting a new exercise routine. I'm thinking of starting a new exercise routine. Would I learn? Would I learn? Her stepdaughter was a maid. Her stepdaughter was a maid. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you. I will kill you when I see you. I will kill you when I see you. Can I leave the room, please? Can I leave the room, please? They rarely eat spicy food. They rarely eat spicy food. I was walking my dog in the park when it started to rain. I was walking my dog in the park when it started to rain. Can't visit often? Can't visit often? He's a terrible driver, he almost killed me. He's a terrible driver, he almost killed me. Will he not be fed later? Will he not be fed later? Were their husbands stylists? Were their husbands stylists? While it is time-consuming, cooking from scratch is healthier. While it is time-consuming, cooking from scratch is healthier. I accept your apology and forgive you. I accept your apology and forgive you. Your grandfather is a mechanic. Your grandfather is a mechanic. Couldn't we see? Couldn't we see? I am sure he will be very successful. I am sure he will be very successful. Am I an artist every week? Am I an artist every week? I'm meeting with my agent tomorrow to discuss my new book. I'm meeting with my agent tomorrow to discuss my new book. Single. Single. Why did you want to travel? Why did you want to travel? The garbage disposal is clogged. The garbage disposal is clogged. What is the schedule for today's campus tour? What is the schedule for today's campus tour? The baby was crawling on the floor. The baby was crawling on the floor. Could you pass me a pen, please? Could you pass me a pen, please? I am going to school. I am going to school. You should have obeyed the traffic rules. You should have obeyed the traffic rules. They were supporting 1 a.m. the previous morning. They were supporting 1 a.m. the previous morning. He loves to eat ice cream. He loves to eat ice cream. They practiced their presentation over and over and delivered flawlessly as a result. They practiced their presentation over and over and delivered flawlessly as a result. I also think we should consider this alternative. I also think we should consider this alternative. Applicant. Applicant. He wrote a poem for his girlfriend. He wrote a poem for his girlfriend. She had her hair done by a professional hairdresser. She had her hair done by a professional hairdresser. They can break at night. They can break at night. He fixed the car all day yesterday. He fixed the car all day yesterday. It's 1:45. It's 1:45. They wish they hadn't spent all their money on useless things. They wish they hadn't spent all their money on useless things. He was the stepdaughter's filmmaker. He was the stepdaughter's filmmaker. His contribution to the project is invaluable. His contribution to the project is invaluable. I will be born. I will be born. He wishes to have studied abroad during his university years. He wishes to have studied abroad during his university years. Do you find it appropriate to help? Do you find it appropriate to help? He studied English for 2 years. He studied English for 2 years. We went to the park to enjoy the sun. We went to the park to enjoy the sun. Depends on the size of the problem. Depends on the size of the problem. These are beautiful flowers. These are beautiful flowers. Somebody else. Somebody else. This white phone is bigger than the blue phone. This white phone is bigger than the blue phone. I'm not damaged, I'm just curious. I'm not damaged, I'm just curious. You have to turn in your research paper by Friday, the professor said. You have to turn in your research paper by Friday, the professor said. We should play every month. We should play every month. Did you live in London before moving to Paris? Did you live in London before moving to Paris? Do you know people who do this? Do you ever? Do you know people who do this? Do you ever? Let me work on it. Let me work on it. He goes to the gym 3 times a week. He goes to the gym 3 times a week. Would not control. Would not control. I did not mean that. I did not mean that. Awareness. Awareness. I will learn a new language. I will learn a new language. Were we pharmacists a month ago? Were we pharmacists a month ago? He bought a new suit to attend a formal event. He bought a new suit to attend a formal event. Can't carry yearly? Can't carry yearly? Can't you stretch? Can't you stretch? The students passed the exam. The students passed the exam. We should practice English every day. We should practice English every day. Snowstorm. Snowstorm. They were standing listening to the radio. They were standing listening to the radio. No problem. No problem. Artists will exhibit their work in the gallery. Artists will exhibit their work in the gallery. I have to buy a new house. I have to buy a new house. Is that how you pronounce it? Is that how you pronounce it? I've already watched that movie twice, he said. I've already watched that movie twice, he said. You go out with your friends on Fridays. You go out with your friends on Fridays. The restaurant is at the top of the building. The restaurant is at the top of the building. I challenged myself to run a marathon. I challenged myself to run a marathon. Is there anything we should do at home? Is there anything we should do at home? May I have your customs declaration form, please? May I have your customs declaration form, please? I have not heard your words. I have not heard your words. Installment. Installment. When I woke up, he had already had his breakfast. When I woke up, he had already had his breakfast. We are approaching our goal. We are approaching our goal. He runs in the park every morning. He runs in the park every morning. We told you. We told you. It all happened at the same time and turned off in 2 minutes. It all happened at the same time and turned off in 2 minutes. We shouldn't kiss now. We shouldn't kiss now. You dance often. You dance often. Which is your favorite art gallery? Which is your favorite art gallery? Who do you love most in your family? Who do you love most in your family? How long do you think this will take? How long do you think this will take? Doesn't he usually butcher? Doesn't he usually butcher? We shouldn't be interested after 3 p.m. We shouldn't be interested after 3 p.m. He forgot his umbrella at home. He forgot his umbrella at home. I'm going to France for vacation next month. I'm going to France for vacation next month. I just had a great meal. I just had a great meal. I was in secretarial faculty. I was in secretarial faculty. Our staff is here to make your visit enjoyable. Our staff is here to make your visit enjoyable. Shall I push it now? Shall I push it now?